Nadir Shah from Iran was the greatest of the Eastern emperor, and the Western scholars believe that he was probably the last Eastern emperor who had such a significant role. Because when we talk about Eastern empires, when we talk about Asian empires, when we talk about Western or African empires, talk about Egypt and talk about the Northern African empires, and then we talk about Chinese dynasties. When we talk about these Eastern nations and when we talk about the Eastern imperialism, it has always surpassed whatever the European significance was there. And we feel very right to say that in the significant role of these Eastern emperors, there was no space left for any of the European or Western powers, states, to make a significant role for themselves. Well, in fact, they started playing their roles after the expiry of these Eastern empires, after these great journals of East had vanished. Well, there is a difference of opinion. Many of the scholars, many of the prominent writers of history believe that Nadir Shah was not the last one. There were many ones even after Nadir Shah. Because if we talk about the Ottoman Empire had their kings, had their emperor for a very long period of time after Nadir Shah, who ruled in the early 18th century, and there were many Ottomans even after him. And even if we talk about the Ahmad Shah Abdali, one of the generals of Nadir Shah in Afghanistan, who had a great impact when he was able to overthrow the Maratha rule in India. So even if we talk about Ahmad Shah Abdali, one of the generals of Nadir Shah, who had the greatest of the impact in Afghanistan, India, and so to say in Central Asia, yes, of course, and he was there in the days after Nadir Shah. So we can't really say, we can't really believe this resolution made by many of the Western scholars that probably the most significant of all the emperors was the last Eastern emperor was Nadir Shah. No, there were many more ones, and well, although the Mughal dynasty had weakened by that time, so we can't really find a name in the Mughal dynasty, but even by then, the Marathas in India, they were a great name. And had there been no Ahmad Shah Abdali from Afghanistan, who knew that the British could have never made a significant role for themselves in presence of the Marathas. The Marathas were way more stronger, and well, of course, not even the Portuguese in India, not even the French in India, not even the Dutch in India, not even the British in India. Well, none of the Western forces ever dared come into a conflict, in a direct conflict against Marathas, because Marathas were pretty strong, and same was the case with even the deceased emperors of Mughal Empire. And the British, in fact, knew their limits, and they were very constrained in starting a military strife in India. In fact, when they reached India, they only meant their business, and they never tried to have anything in the military adventures against the dynasties